good cub.
And as far as Bagheera's concerned, that's Mowgli's name.
I would have obeyed my first impulse and walked away.
Lucky your first impulse wasn't to, eat the delicious little snack. The aw factor of these wolf pups is through the roof. Alright, they're definitely gonna have to convince him not to eat the baby, right?
You, Bagheera?
Bagheera comes from the word Bag, which is Hindi for tiger. So that's almost a name win.
We'll just explain to him that I'd never do a thing like that.
Optimism.
But I'm not afraid.
And fearlessness. Climbing win.
I can look out for myself.
And so the jungle hissed back, challenge accepted.
It's a man cub.
Do snakes even like honey?
Hold it, cow!
Saving your friend.
He's got a knot in his tail.
He's got a knot in his tail.
The aim of our patrol.
The military elephant's march strut with coordinated head movements is just the best.
That means stop.
Marching lessons.
A dusty muzzle.
I call band name. That elephant is high. Strongest speedo ever.
Be-doo-be-doo-be-doo-be-doo.
So basically the writers were just stoned the entire time they wrote this, and they tried to come up with as many subtle weed references as possible, right? Let me introduce you to Baloo the Bear. Yes, the same Baloo from Tailspin, but that Baloo is voiced by a different actor, and this actor is also the voice of Little John the Bear in Robin Hood. My head hurts. And Baloo is the best character in the jungle. Book. He was actually supposed to be a much smaller part originally, but Phil Harris was so amazing they expanded the part. He's also the only character who breaks the fourth wall a couple times by looking at the camera.
I'm big enough.
Self-confidence.
You're roofing again. You better keep moving. Ooh.
Boxing lessons.
Look for the bare necessities.
This is a whole new level of punning, an entire pun song, and it will be stuck in your head for the foreseeable future. I can attest. But in all seriousness, the message of this song is pretty solid. Choose a minimalistic lifestyle, be happy with what you have, and learn from your mistakes.
Of all the silly gibberish.
Even Bagheera agrees. All kinds of resourcefulness.
That'll cool him off.
I guess the doofus, possibly mentally handicapped secondary villain character has been around for a long time.
What's that you hit him with, son? That was a bare necessity.
Kids, this is what happens when you write songs solely around puns. Eventually, someone's going to throw a fruit in your face.
Hate to think what will happen when he meets that king of theirs.
Unwind yourself. Do-do-do-do-do.
Jazz happens, man. Jazz.
No King Louis. Ba-ba-doo-ba-ba-doo.
King Louis can barely take 2 steps without scatting. That's got to be a win.
Ba-ba-doo-doo-doo-doo.
People complain that this movie is a little slow, but so far it hasn't let up.
I want to be like you.
This song might not get stuck in your head the same way that Bare Necessities does, but I dare you not to tap your feet while listening to it. I dare you.
Gee, Cousin Louie, you're doing real good.
Compliments! See what I mean? Baloo gets it.
Oh, yeah.
Choreograph synchronized dancing monkeys? I hear King Louis was a real pillar of his community.
Man, that's what I call a swinging party.
Fourth wall pun out to a commercial break?
I hope Mowgli learned something from that experience.
Scatting. He learned how to scat.
Well, you don't look exactly like a basket of fruit yourself.
Poor Bagheera.
As long as I'm with you.
Friendship win.
I don't even know what you're talking about.
More honesty. Circle of Life stopped by the March of Idiots. Elephants destroy the jungle and everyone cheers. The humans do the same thing in Fern Gully and everyone throws a fit.
To resist.
Kaa should take his act on the road.
No, I can't be bothered with that. I have no time for that sort of nonsense.
Shere Khan says what the audience is thinking about an encore.
Come on, let's have some fun with this little fella.
So these Scousers were very clearly meant to be voiced by the Beatles. But you know what? They saved lots of money and the effect is about the same. I mean, they still look like them.
A stork, but he ain't got no feathers, he ain't.
Go ahead. Laugh. I don't care.
It's hard not being a bird.
Nobody wants me around.
Yeah, we know how you feel.
Nobody wants us around either.
Commiseration.
We're your friends.
I mean, could John, Paul, Ringo, and George really have done a better job? I submit that they could not. Now, had they sung with a little help from my friends, that would have been a different story.
You don't scare me.
More fearlessness. One of the best takeaways from Mowgli is his courage. Sometimes stupidity, but you know what? I give him credit for never backing down. Saving your friend. This is another fun little PG scuffle that gets a win for taking what could be another scary scenario and keeping it playful and entertaining. But let's all just imagine for a second what Favreau will do with this. Yeah, it's gonna be great. Teamwork!
Greater love hath no one than he who lays down his life for his friend.
Bagheera, the British, Hindu, Christian panther. And of course, self-sacrifice. Baloo's alive!
Nobody is ever gonna come between us again.
Ah, Baloo, if you just left it alone.
Then I'll send her to fetch the water.
Looks like she doesn't need a daughter to fetch the water. She can just dupe the Jungle Boy. This comes off sort of like a love-drunk kid just following his... But in actuality, this is a significant moment for Mowgli. The entire movie is his coming-of-age story and seeing where he fits in. Everyone he comes across tries to pull him onto their team. And although the girl does trick him a bit with the water jug, ultimately Mowgli makes his own choice.
Let's get back to where we belong and get with the beat.
Well, he bounced back quickly. The real Disney classics all have very similar themes, especially any involving princesses, but The Jungle Book is a little more outside the box. While still a fairly straightforward hero's journey, the underlying themes are a little more relaxed than other Disney films. We get a bunch of fun, interesting characters. Really not an unlikable animal in the lot. Even King Louie, Kaa, and Shere Khan are just doing their thing. One just wants to be human, and the others just want dinner. It's a story about finding your place in the world. Bagheera finds Mowgli and convinces the wolves to take him in. He decides he wants to be a bear when he meets Baloo, who wouldn't, and the vultures make him an honorary beetle. It isn't until he sees another member of his own species that he really decides where he belongs. And although it's tough on Baloo, it's the right choice for Mowgli. The best two things to come out of this film are Bare Necessities and I Want to Be Like You. Both are super catchy songs that get better every time you hear them. A lot of scenes make me wonder how the lighthearted tone is going to translate to live action. Shere Khan ripping into Baloo with CGI blood spraying all over the place might not be the best direction to go. But Jon Favreau seems to have a handle on it. What else can really be said about The Jungle Book? It's the first Disney cartoon being made live action for this year, but oh my goodness is it not the last. We should all prepare for our childhood nostalgia to be squeezed for every last penny. And has been the case with some recent iterations, punched in the stomach, given a wedgie and told that their dad could beat up our dad. But, meh, how hard can it really be to improve on Pete's Dragon?
What do you mean, how do you think you...